Hello, hello, and welcome to game number 1. We have Phoenix Rising Amethyst going up against Habitual Line Steppers, but we are not in the draft yet. I mean, we are in the draft yet. I'm so happy that... Wait. Hold on. Okay, good. I was like, please tell me my mic is actually working. So happy the mic is actually working. We are in the draft, but we're not really in the draft. We're in the fake draft, because before we get to the draft, gotta talk about some map bans. PRA did go ahead and come in here and get rid of Garden of Terror, and because they hate fun, Braxis Holdout. Meanwhile, Habitual Line Steppers just really hate the letter T. They're going to go ahead and not want to play on Towers of Doom or Tomb of the Spider Queen. For real. Oh my god, I've literally just started out and I keep having to cough. I'm like reaching around my desk like water somewhere. It's late. I took 2 energy bars before this, but it kind of like dehydrated me, and that's a problem. That's a problem. Alright, we do go and have bans so far. Peldor Samuro being banned out, not to the surprise of anyone. They also go ahead and get rid of the garage. So basically, I think PRA just doesn't like orcs. Yeah, I said it. We do also go ahead and have Fall Steady and Junkrat being banned out by the side of Habitual Line Steppers. First pick has been taken by PRA, and the first pick is going to be the bad man Tychus. Now that to me says that we either have a Diablo coming or possibly a Cho'Gall. Cho'Gall would be a little surprising, but you know what? Anything can happen. Anything is cool when you're part of a team. Team Diablo coming out from the side of Habitual Line Steppers. We have the old man and the retiring. I don't say they pick not the oldest 2 heroes, but the 2 heroes that like part of their whole thing is that they're like they're world weary. Johanna is searching for an apprentice so she can like put her shield down, and then Deckard Cain is just an old man. The blonde trend. I mean, Tychus isn't blonde, but Murden is Murden blonde, or does the beard count as like orange? I mean, that's always happens. So, what? Little Barista coming out with Anduin, and then Zergpern on the Mirrodin. Then you go ahead and get rid of Leoric. Leoric is kind of... It's a very kind of safe bet. But... Gosper coming out here, proving that they still have a sub. I appreciate you. Personally, I appreciate you. Something just fell when I rubbed my shirt. I wonder what was on here. Whoops. Alright, and the Valalalala. Valalalala. Because obviously both DPS and the offlaner are still functional for Habitual Line Steppers. He's such a good cat. Alright, Porthos does come out with their patented Rexar. Peldor onto the Blase. So they are going for a little bit of a whoops all bruiser comp. I assume Peldor is with the 4-man. I mean, like, obviously you can have a 4-man Rexar. We've done that. We've actually had like our mage go to the offlane to deal with a bad matchup for me. And then Misha just went rawr bear. Okay, maybe PRA doesn't hate orcs. They're beating the allegations. They do go with the one that looks the least like an orc of all the orcs. With that cartoon skin. Malthael coming up from Soul Shepherd. I got soul, but I'm not a shepherd. So who's your hyper carry? Because you don't have a like hardcore DPS just yet. And you're going to need something to bust all this down. I want to know what you're going to use, and you will tell me right about now.
Obey the call.
Ooh, interesting. Turtwig coming out with the Kel'Thuzad, like, can be a hyper carry, but boy, is that a feast or famine hero. To be fair, the other team does not have a huge amount of dive to get on top of you. Like, Murda can jump in, but there's not a whole lot of follow-up. Maltfield can, and actually both teams kind of, to be fair, Kel'Thuzad is a much better. Yeah, it is a much better hyper carry than Tychus is, because Tychus is the opposing hyper carry. Hello, Ouija. But let's get into the game. Let's get into. Cat, don't turn my mic off. Fuzzy terrorist. Put your bets up. I've got predictions going. Let's go. All right, here we go. Game number 1, representing PRA here on the blue side of the battlefield. We do have Hunter Stag. I still don't know if that's Hunter Stag or Hunter's Tag, but I'm going to say Hunter Stag. Onto the Suns Out, Guns Out Tychus. Let's go, that's the best skin. I like it. Chelsea onto the Borderlands Thrall. I don't remember what his actual name is, but for me it's the Borderlands Thrall. Zergpern onto the really kind of like awesome Murden. Again, I don't know the actual name of the skin, but it's freaking cool. The Lad, Little Barista. On the Anduin. Bouncing here and there and everywhere. Soul Shepherd going to be playing a Maltfield, but opposing them on the orange side of the battlefield, we do go ahead and get Hayvern coming out here onto the Johanna. Turtwig onto Kel'Thuzad, a different kill. We do go ahead and get Music Mutant playing the Old Man Deckard Cain. Oh, Portho's getting absolutely like jumped on. Portho's playing Rexar but getting taken out. Portho's also playing Misha. And like I said, Peldor is playing the Blase. I almost looked to see if Rexar had actually taken the gain health until you die quest, but then I'm like, that's at 4, so no. But speaking of talents, we do go ahead and have coming in to gain to the talent phase. No questing talents other than Laws of Hope. Taken, oh, also Crash Lightning. I missed that. Do of course also have Hammer Time because it's out of Magical. Magical Dark, a 10th of the way done. No, of course it's not a best of 3. Why would you think so? I don't know why that resets just because I changed the teams. Alright, we are moving back and forth and back. Misha goes ahead, takes a bit of damage, does go ahead and run out of danger. Everyone kind of in the middle. Maltfield is moving back to go and start on this camp. Nicely positioned to hit all 3 of them at the same time. But here comes Portho, big stun coming in, trying to go ahead and get Zergport. Merton trying to get there. There is the pull away. Oh my god, got down to single digits and the flashlight gets the kill. You don't get to see a flashlight murder very often. They're going back. They want the world to know. Hipper airplanes in the top lane with their little boop boop boops.
Triglav terminal online. Take control of it to pilot the mech.
Maybe you're a Triglav terminal. You ever think of that? For anyone that knows, does Triglav actually mean something? Is it like really cool thing in Russian? All right, Soul Shepherd going ahead and occupying this position. Peldor is moving up. Peldor face, bouncing here and there and murdering. That's actually the second time they've gotten Murden down. Now, keep in mind, this is early in the game. Murden's, like, does get harder to kill as the game goes on. But still, very, very good coordination coming out of the side of Phoenix Rising Amethyst that they can just go ahead and turn on the damage. Phoenix Rising Amethyst is the Murden. Very good coordination coming out of Habitual Line Steppers. Alright, and they just took this. No real attempt to defend it coming out of the side of Habitual Line Steppers. Now, granted, this is the first objective. So it should only get, like, a couple of towers. Alright, there is Chelsea coming through. This is my problem. Before the game starts, I get bored, so I message my friends, but my friends aren't paying attention, so they message back in the middle of the cast. And it's my fault. I should know better than to do that, but I don't. A little bit of damage on the Porthos, but Porthos going to be A-okay. A couple of cannonballs hitting Zerg Pern. They go ahead and try and move on out of there. Here's a big push up to the top lane. Everyone, get in here! Oh, Porthos, Porthos, Porthos. And it's 2 kills apiece. Basically, one team hates dwarves, the other team hates half-ogres. In case you didn't know, Rexar is a half-ogre. Half-orc, half-ogre. I'm hitting you with lore. Alright, Zergpern goes ahead and checks that camp. Sees nobody on it. Yeah, man. Murden just was not allowed to leave. That's the thing with Murden. You kind of expect to be able to scout and, like, leap out. But that time it was just like, nope, nope, nope. We got damage on damage. Okay, Harkin, you may have to explain that one. I get the ogre part, but where does the H come from? Because there's definitely not an H in orc. Man, I swear both of these teams are just really, really good at catching one person. Oh, but Thrall actually did have to go ahead and commit the ult. By the way, ult's online. I don't think I actually talked about that. These teams, I love how aggressive they both are. We do have the Light Bomb, Avatar, Tormented Souls, Sundering, and Commandeer Odin coming out of the side of Phoenix Rising Amethyst. We're going to have the Frost Blast, Bunker Drop, Unleash the Boars, Lower NATO, and Blessed Shield on the side of Habitual Line Steppers. And here they come once again. They have unlocked the camp, and the camp is riding with them. They'll ride with you if you can get them to the border. Badge, yes, but to be fair, is that Silver Star or is it Sylvester? I always want to say Sylvester, but reading it phonetically, it's Silver Star. Oh, we got boars coming out, and big old boop. You're not going nowhere. Now they're going places. There's the turnaround. They're fighting, but Soul Shepherd does go down. We got flames coming out of the bunker. Yeah, you got a turret. You know what? Good. I've got a freaking bunker. Bunkers are bigger than turrets. Slight kill lead going to the side of Habitual Line Steppers. However, like macro advantage is on the side of PRA due to taking this out. All right, oh wait, Soul Shepherd's going for a turret? So, I don't know what Soul Shepherd's doing. Soul Shepherd's doing a push. Both of these teams, it's just like, I feel like they almost have a gentleman's agreement before the game to be like, you know what, let's just trade objectives. Let's not try and fight about it. There's so much wasted energy and conflict. We'll take the first one, you take the second one. But Zergpert has violated the agreement. I'm really surprised they're going in here because obviously Malthael is not with them. Malthael is destroying that. Yeah, this caster is dumb. I think I've probably even asked that before, but I have no recollection. What's funny is that my impulse is Sylvester, but I never trust my impulse. Soul Shepherd, Soul Shepherd. Alright, we do have Misha going down. We also have Blase. Vern trying to survive. I want to live, I want to live. No, no life for you. I always love that. It's like, I'm desperately trying to live, and then Thrall is going to break the entire world just to make sure you die. Thrall is a much, much, much pettier hero in Heroes of the Storm than he is in the actual,
Blue team has taken control of a protector. Blue team has destroyed the fort.
Guys, do not you start again. I know now, after being tricked by you guys once, it is not Lieutenant Colonel Barista. Poor Misha. How could you? You can't just send the bear against a massive machine and just leave it there. I saw that. I saw that attack land. Man, I gotta say, Phoenix Rising Amethyst are just kind of running away with this. Like, it was very, very close for a while, but it is... The kills are still relatively even, but my god, the map pressure is unreal. And I'm here for it, but I'm also like, ugh. I feel so bad, I feel so numb. I feel so bad, I feel so numb, yeah. Turtwig down to like 20 health? Alright, going ahead and picking this up. I'm a bit surprised they didn't go for it. They're up 2 levels. I guess with level 16 being achieved by Habitual Line Steppers, they decided to go ahead and say, okay, you know what? Back out, we're even talent tiers, but we're so much closer to 20. There's no reason to fight right now. It's the right play, but my bloodlust would not let me make the right play. Alright, we do go ahead and have more boars out. Not really going for anything. Nice catch on the Murden, though. And then if there's one thing that Habitual Line Steppers have been able to do in this game, it's kill Murden. Not this time, though. It doesn't look like. Peldor is getting aggressed upon, and that's going to be not quite. Super, super low was poison, but poison gets cleansed by a bunker. But there goes, yeah, there goes a lot of death.
Red team's core is under attack.
If they are running straight down.
I'm getting another terminal ready for you.
Misha, no! I mean, they delayed long enough for the catapults to go down, but I'm not positive that and by not positive, that is not going to make a difference. That is game number 1 in about 16 minutes. Okay, Turbo is coming out. Actually, they respawn faster than I thought they would. It might not be game, but I'm still pretty sure it's game. We are down to 20%. Down 10%, 8%, 6%, and that is going to be at the end of the game. PRA very much coming online in the middle of the game and just going bop, 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 bop. Looking at the stats, we do go ahead and have number 1 damage actually being Thrall. Yeah, that was people were calling, you know, Tyga's not the hyper carry, but Thrall really, really coming through for them. I know Thrall has the ability, I just don't think of Thrall as a hyper carry, but Thrall dwarfing anyone else's damage. Also, just to throw this out there, the top 3 damage were all of the blue team. 82,000, 56,000, and 46,000. PRA really played that map well. Like, they moved around, they made opportunities, they forced Habitual Line Steppers to react to them. They didn't just, like, wait for engagements to, like, no, you have to come here, now you have to come here, now you have to come here. Looking at the healing, number 1 healing is from Music Mutant, but again, a little bit more to heal. And we do go ahead and get, in terms of the side soak, Molecule did out-soak the blades significantly. 18,000 versus 12,000. But, let's go to game number 2. Once the people actually make it. Look excited. L-O excited. Oh, hi. Hello, hello, howdy. We are Battlefield of Eternity. Phoenix Rising Amethyst up 1-0. Very, very, very strong game. I'm very curious how Habitual Line Steppers are going to respond, what they're going to change after that game number 1. Because here's the thing. It feels like Habitual Line Steppers is a good match into PRA, but as soon as they start losing ground, I feel like they have a hard time getting their feet back under them. Like, it's like two people that are like sumos that are pushing against each other, but as soon as, you know, the HLS starts to slip, they just keep backsliding continually, and they can't get their like traction back, because that they pushed very, very well, and then as soon as there was a slight edge for PRA just sort of like capitalized and ran all over the map. It almost feels like PRA look for opportunities and outmaneuver HLS, and HLS are expecting a more like straight up, like, okay, we're gonna stand here and you're gonna come into us, and then PRA is like, we're gonna go over there.
With every death comes honor. With honor, redemption.
Han Soap. So this is going. So far they took first pick. They did not ban out Thrall, and Thrall is the first pick coming back against them. Ooh, I'm not sure about leaving that Thrall in there. That Thrall like secured so many kills and just like locked down enough people to be able to really move into them. I will say, interestingly, they did leave Samuro up. I have to wonder if that's bait. Do they specifically want Peldor to go for the Samuro? Because they left it available. Now, that said, Samuro does have more of a problem with this map. You can't, like, run around and be as much of a pest on a 2-lane map. But, yep, so far, same draft coming out of the side of PRA. Thrall and Murden starting us off. They will not have access to the Fun Police, though. Anduin does get taken by Habitual Line Steppers. And we actually have Maiev on Peldor. Yeah, people, after game number 1, you do not get to call it Trash Lightning. You do not get to call it Trash Lightning. Chelsea has earned the right to have that talent respected. Alright, Deathwing being banned out. Well, as much discussion of lizards and dragons in the beginning, that's just like, that's salt in the wound. No dragon. 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 And here we have this being locked in. It's locking in. Both teams banning a dragon? Oh, this is fighting words right now? Now I'm gonna ban Alexstrasza just so I can participate. Obviously, I do not expect to see an Alexstrasza here. Definitely will not see one from PRA, but it'd be weird to see it from HLS. But it'd be weird to see it from PRA. Alright, Juggernaut was banned out the first game, is showing up now, it's available. And I do like how, oh, you took our Anduin, we're gonna take your Deckard. Alright, our last two picks. What are we going to see? What amazing things are we going to experience? Once again, we do have the JoJo. Although this time, yep, it was still, because before it was Murden from Zertburn. So still the Joe. But this time Porthos is going to go Yrel instead of that Rexar.
This galaxy shall suffer.
And we do have Soul Shepherd on the Leoric. This was not banned this time. So, we're going one more time. Get ready, guys. Predictions are coming up. Tell me who you think is going to win. Possibly win some channel points if anyone disagrees with you. And I will see thee, or I will see you in game number 2. On to the number 3 rhyme. Alright, coming into game number 2, we do have PRA having won the first match. They're going to send Soul Shepherd up to the top lane with the Leoric. We are going to go ahead and get little Barista onto the Old Man Decade Cade. Chelsea going to be playing the Thrall. Once again, Hunter Stag onto the Junkrat and Zergpern onto the Murden. But opposing them on the orange side of the battlefield, we do go in and get Peldor is coming out, playing the... Is that Johanna? Peldor is tanking this time, playing the Johanna. We have no more heroes coming out here onto the Hand Soap. That's still Peldor. Turtwig is going to be playing the superhero Anduin. This is such a cute skin. It makes me happy. It gives me life. And then Maya being played by Havern. Well, up top we do have Porthos playing the Yrel, the Mecha Yrel. Yep, we will try and pay some attention to her, but it's hard. Because Yrel versus Leoric is just like, it's the matchup that nothing ever really happens in. Like, they're fighting and one of them is down to 95% health. Alright, here we go, moving through. Boop, 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 but Maiev not going anywhere really to take advantage of. Thrall being pulled back into the team. Hi, Thrall! Oh, catches some cannonballs as well. Chelsea almost goes down. Killing off Thrall would be a big moral victory for HLS, because obviously, Thrall is the very big face on the last game's loss. I'm not going to say Thrall did all the work, but I am going to say that Zergpern is going to die. And now they're going to go ahead and secure this bottom camp. The other team can't really move in, although Junkrat might try some shenanigans. Hanzo did go back in order to get some much needed mana after this little bit of a tussle. Right now, temporarily, it is interesting because even though they're up a kill, they're down slightly in experience is HLS, which is a little strange for a 2-lane map. I'm not sure where they missed experience, but somewhere they did. Oh, now it's reversed, so I guess it was just the waves were uneven.
I will reach your position shortly.
Alright, this being picked up. This was actually picked up very, very early. I'm not sure about that. Soul Shepherd is given time to get this before it really starts. However, moving out there straight into Porthos, I mean, Soul Shepherd's in a little bit of trouble, but will go ahead and survive. Don't go back out there, Soul Shepherd. Don't you do it! Yeah, Porthos is thirsty, but now this is shooting this, so it should be safe, but... Soul Shepherd, you didn't. The tower was targeting it. You could have just let the tower finish it off. Alright, double root coming for the Decker Dorito. Soul Shepherd in the back lane. Fighting with Porthos, be like, you killed me and I am upset about it. No one takes getting killed to heart quite like the undead. Alright, Thrall once again securing a double kill. Double kill. It does definitely feel like the race is close enough that PRA has said no, let's kill them and then race. Why race when you can murder?
Be warned, allies. I move to the ground.
Yeah, Porthos wasn't going anywhere. That was a big old hug squad on Porthos. Very technical term. But meanwhile, the Immortal did get down to about even while they were trying to take out Porthos. There's the fun place. Oh, but No More Heroes was trying to save themselves. Trying to get out of here. That was really cool, but unfortunately, nope, that's okay, they were okay. For some reason I thought it was Anduin behind them, but no, Johanna will be able to survive that. That's a good question, Dark Knight. I get distracted. These games are action-packed. Damage coming out onto Yorel. Alright, there goes Murden. Murden going down one more time. Like a good tank, it's protecting all of the team. But this is going to be an Immortal on the side of HLS.
The demon approaches the gates of heaven.
Yeah. Ektar is single-handedly responsible for us not doing the NGS talent show. Do go and have this going in. Lots of damage actually done. I'm a bit surprised that that went that way because it certainly felt, but I guess it was 3-3 until right when I wanted to talk about that. But now we actually do have a kill advantage for the side of HLS. And Habitual line steppers are in a position to start trying to move back. And Zerg Pern, be careful, my friend. You are outnumbered. You're very outnumbered because it looks like Yorel is coming down. Alright, Yorel, there was an action engaged, so Yorel moving back. We do have level 10s online for our Habitual line steppers. We're going to see Light Bomb, Warden's Cage, Blessed Shield, Ardent Defender, and Dragon Strike. Possibility for a Dragon Strike Cage combo, because Dragon Strike covers a lot of that cage if you can set it up right. Obviously, the Light Bomb can be used with Maiev in order to teleport into the middle of the group, and then Maiev can drop the cage while everyone's stunned. Very, very easy to like figure out exactly where you need to put that Dragon Strike.
You and all your servants in hell will cower before
Alright, there's that. Wasn't quite what I had in mind. It looked like they tried to go for it. Like it was used by a slight miscommunication about where that cage was going to end up. Bit of damage. Porthos trying to survive. They already lost the Maiev. It does look like everyone else is going to make it out alive for the time being. But that is going to cause Phoenix Rising to turn around and start assailing into the Immortal. I want to call it a Punisher. I knew that was wrong. I knew that was wrong.
It is time for a change in strategy.
Alright, they do get the burden. Soul Shepherd also a little bit stuck on the wrong side of the battlefield, but they don't end up going for it. We are moving up. Porthos trying to stop Soul Shepherd, bringing much value. Soul Shepherd trying to knock this down and will be able to do so. Oh, I missed that. Thank you, guys. My eyes are old. Third turn, almost being dragged into the team. Did go and turn around and stop that from happening. Up because this is a hero brawler. Didn't you read the press release from 12 years ago? Oh, Big Thunder. We do have Maya being taken out and not able to get anything done. There is the Peldor. Peldor trying to move in, but not quite able to keep things afloat. And that's going to be a dead Peldor as well. Turtwig barely able to survive. We do go ahead and have that. That being the arrow, pushing back the other team. Yeah, it does feel like that HLS keeps getting the Immortal even though they're not winning the team fight. No sledgehammer. Alright, Chelsea needs to be a bit careful. They're trying to aggress, but they're not. They don't actually. Basically, they should know all three were in lane, so they should know that they have advantage up here. Why is they not being more aggressive into this? But they're not, so that's all true. Speaking of being aggressive, Shepherd, I'm not going to point that out. Everyone saw it, but I'm not going to point that out. If Porthos survives this, you will never break me. Meanwhile, while I was watching this up here, we do go ahead and have the Soul Defenders up here going down, and Habitual Line Steppers actually do get the first building on the map. And it is 7-7 in kills. So even though it's kind of felt like HLS is on the back foot, they're actually kind of ahead. Well, that was a much quicker clear from Habitual Line Steppers. I do like the macro focus Habitual Line Steppers are showing this game. Like they're a little bit better at the map, like the way the map's supposed to work. They feel a little bit like they're having to survive the engages. Alright, now as soon as Junkrat comes out in this lane, we should see a bit more aggression from Phoenix Rising. Although Leoric is back, but it should be 5v4, assuming Yrel comes up. Assuming Yrel comes up. Oh my goodness, that is exactly what I was looking for. That is like death, 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 no matter what. Double kill from Habitual Line Steppers. They got that was the combo I was talking about. Alright, trying to move in here. This is going to be another Immortal going the way of PRA. This will be going bottom lane, although it looks like actually Yrel trying to make that a question. And it goes top lane, just barely. Does Yrel knock that down? I think if I remember right, there's like a slight bug on this map, and this health is considered, like this wall's health is considered part of the bottom wall. So when it's even, it goes top. I think I remember that correctly. I might not be. Okay, we did that last night. Alright, there is that. A big boop away. Chelsea barely survived. I can't believe Chelsea has to survive that. And that was a very late arrow. Somebody must have delayed the Hanzo from being able to do that. Soul Shepherd. Oh my gosh. Might have caught that with like the last pixel of the cleave. Is that what it's called? Fan of Knives? I was like, I know it's effectively a cleave, but I forget what its actual name is.
Yet we have not seen the end of him.
Oh, it is 1 for 1. But Soul Shepherd will be back relatively quickly. Zerg Bird is only like, I'm gonna fight y'all. And you know what? I wasn't kidding. It's gonna fight them all. We do have the absorption coming up and does not actually get that taken care of. And no one goes down just yet, but Johanna is on the way. Yeah, we are closing in on level 20. It does look like Habitual Line Steppers will hit it first. Yrel goes ahead and knocks Zerg back. Does not actually hit the wall with him though.
Blue team has I will deliver this realm from your corruption, hell.
Leo did come down here and knock this port down. Yeah, I kind of wondered about that, Dark Knight. I would not necessarily use the Sunder right before... Oh, actually, no, the Sunder's right there. Sunder is back, never mind. Alright, there is that. Takes out Peldor. Edwin tried to pull from here, but was slightly delayed, and Peldor not able to survive. They're sending Leo over in order to try and take this down. Okay. Leo at least has Mithril Mace, so it isn't as bad as it could be. Oh my goodness. I feel like that like passion is up enough in these games that like both teams just occasionally are just like, yeah, let's go get him. I'll see places I'm like, why did you what did you think was going to happen? Oh, I did not realize this was getting that far along. That's actually really critical because this is still alive and the Immortal is going to... Why is the Immortal going top lane? Oh, derp, because it's a blue?
I shall march for Hell's gates. Blue team has destroyed a fort.
Alright, yeah. Hanzo, I think, needs to be a little bit, like, more patient with that. Hanzo should wait until the Maiev can set something up. Like, that's just not going to be available now. And the Maiev is going in and trying to make something happen. So it's like, Hanzo isn't waiting for Maiev, and Maiev is like, must feel kind of like they have to be a superhero. Alright, well that evened out the top lane real quick. And the Immortal still has about 75% of his health. Both sides do have a level 20 at this point. Wait, did Hanzo... Okay, no, Hanzo did take Dragon Awakens. Because after I was complaining, I'm like, I guess that does come off cooldown super fast because we are at level 20. Alright, there we go with that. Gets a 2-kill. But again, and this is just I'd like to see it, Hanzo, if your Dragon Awakens was available... But, oh well. I can't actually, like flaunt at you for too much for only getting 2 kills. Alright, that is a double kill. They're trying to chase down. And they will do so. Will Vern get out? Like, I respect that from Vern for being like, oh no, I don't want to go this way. Vern's going to get me. Actually survives. That was some happy feet going on. That was some habitual line stepping.
Red team's core is under attack.
But this looks like game number 2 may end the same way game number 1 did. But this was a match. This was like what we came to look for. Game number 1 felt a little bit one-sided, but this felt like a game. So much. I won't say I was unhappy with game number 1, but I'm satisfied with this. I am content. But we have at least 1 game left, hopefully 3. Looking at the stats we do have, in terms of damages, Chelsea once again far and away the number 1 damage dealer in the game. 149,000. Second closest was Junkrat with 102,000. And then way down is Maiev with 61. So, yeah. Chelsea did almost 80,000 more damage to the next closest damage on the opposite team. That's a stat. In terms of healing, Anduin absolutely buries Deckard in terms of healing. But again, I always point this out, there's a lot more for Anduin to heal. And then in that terms of that side soak, Leo does out-soak the Urel, 22,000 versus 20,000. Talents, that feels generous. Here they are, copy them down, take them into Stormbreak, get all of the amazing victories. And I will see thee in game number 3. Hee hee.
infernal shrines.
Welcome to the draft. That was my song. I hope you liked it. This is Infernal Shrines, considered by many to be the most balanced map in Heroes of the Storm. Hi, I'm part of many. Ballstad and Hawk are going to be the first two bands. HLS trying to get rid of that global presence. Habitual line steppers being like, we don't like infinite bounce heroes. It's a very specific dislike, but it's ours. My hair was bothering me. Damn it. I need a comb. Be right back. I'm being vain. Okay.
With every death comes honor.
Yes, Thrallbad.
With honor, redemption.
I'm astounded we didn't get the second game, but they have learned their lesson. They're also not letting Peldor have the Samuro.
Victory! The crusade calls.
Hello, music. Opera says hi. I think it's funny you waited till now to say hi. Hi, you were in the game earlier, by the way. Alright, so we do have Johanna and Sylvanas. Sylvanas is somebody we haven't seen yet. We saw Sylvanas use to great effect last night. We do go to have Boomer APM coming out on the Blase, and then Peldor will be on Murden, so Peldor tanking once again. Hair does do hair things. Hair is alive, but the parts that are alive can't really be controlled, and the parts that are dead are much longer. This is Opera. His name is Opera because he likes to sing the song of his people. Usually at 3 a.m. Hey, Opera? Opera? You want to say hi to your adoring fans? Opera says, what are you doing? What is this? Hi. Look at the camera, dum-dum. There you go.
This galaxy shall suffer.
Okay, back to the draft. I got distracted by Cat. I think I violated the, sanctity of, Donut. Cat Donut. And no, he does not. His brother did. Unfortunately, his brother passed away about 2 months ago. You can actually see a bunch of pictures of his brother right there. But yeah, his brother has a black cat chirp. Opera has a full-on meow. Alright, but back to the draft. I said that, and then you guys kept talking about the cat. Which, granted, that's the delay. It happens. But, so we're going to go ahead and have... We do have Brightwing. We finally have a dragon. We've been talking about a dragon for a long time. We also have Dahaka, and Dahaka is almost a dragon. I will count dragon for Dahaka. Or at the very least, Dahaka is a lizard. Lizard. But, getting into the game right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now. Okay, that was not the reference I was going for, Demon Grand, but yes. I was more the little whitish gray circle that he lays in. I call that his donut.
Prepare yourselves for battle, heroes.
Okay, and prediction up. Here we go into game number 3. Hopefully not the last game of the series, although Phoenix Rising Amethyst want to make it so. Want to pull a Captain Picard and make it so. Chelsea coming out here, not allowed to play the Thrall, so it's going to be stuck on Sylvanus. Hunter Stag is going to be on Mephisto. Zergpern on Johanna, not on Murden this time around. That was taken from them. Soul Shepherd once again on the Leo Reese. And then we do go and have a little barista going to be playing the Brightwing. On the other side, Vern is going to be playing the Dehek and Dahaka. Turtwig is going to be on to Taronda, that's her name. No More Heroes onto the Hanzo. We're going to have Heldor onto Mirrodin. Almost, because Zergpern comes very, very close. And then up the top lane, we are going to have Boomer APM playing the Blase. And thank you, music. It was sad, but the good news and also the bad news is that it was just old age. Bug was 18 years old, so like obviously it's sad. You never want to lose them, but at the same time, like he lived 18 good years and he didn't suffer. So that's about the best that you can hope for. Now the reason that's bad news is because I just called Bug Opera's brother. So that means Opera's also 18. Alright, and Boomer out here. Does have a little support from the Kajra Impaler camp. But meanwhile at the bottom, we got a fight at the bottom. We're trying to move in here. Zergpern going to be the first to go down. Big split from the Sylvanas. It's a lot of the minions with that, whatever the ability is called. The one ability that spreads. Withering Dagger or something like that. Looking at talents, I remembered before someone had to remind me. We do go ahead and have, Redemption coming out from the Hanzo. Other than that, only the baseline talents of Black Arrows, Lunar Blaze, and it's Hammer time! Obviously, we do have this set up, so little Barista is down here, trying to hold back the Dahaka. Dahaka can also burrow up at a moment's notice, though. And case in point. Oh, that's very, very, very low. And that is going to be Dahaka going down. Boomer tried to go in and save them. big problem with this draft, this has kind of been a slight issue with Habitual line separate drafts all night, is they go for double Bruiser comps, and then they struggle to have the damage to really knock people down. Now, granted, they've got a lot of kills in game number 1, and they're 1 kill to 1 kill, so they coordinate their damage very well, but they don't have a ton of it, so whenever they're going into a kind of bulky target, they can struggle. In this game, Phoenix Rising Amethyst did get 2 true assassins in Sylvanas and Mephisto. Plus, Mephisto is super good into a heavy front line with that Lightning Nova. Is it bad that after the first 2 games I saw Murden go down on like Zerg Pard? Yeah, it looks like the PRA of focus less on teamfight, focus more on macro wins. Ouija, thank you very much for the raid. We are here in game number 3. We're trying to not make this a, I was gonna say, Mephisto was very close to the end. I couldn't remember if it was dead last, but it was very close to the end. I was distracted by cats. Alright, that gets knocked in. Now they do have the Counter Impalers at this point to help out. Soul Shepherd draining the life out of draining the hope out of Peldor. Not the life. Drain life is a Gul'dan spell. Oh, Chelsea almost got away. I was watching that. And then we had the very, very little Toronto being like, nope. Ow to the face. I think Dahaka just licks Leoric to death. That's a lot of damage on the Burn. Burn actually does get... Never mind. I think a flashlight finished that off, although I'm pretty sure the Mephisto would have regardless. But there is the push-in. Now here comes from the other side. So we see PRA doing PRA things, trying to go ahead and knock into this. Really forcing the opponent to respond. They are 4 kills to 3. It's really interesting watching this game because it feels like PRA is constantly like running around and getting the advantage. But then you look up the kill count, you're like 4 to 3. So he ends up being very, very close. And there is Dahaka. Dahaka got a big old tug on it, Sylvanas, and now it's 4 to 4. No more heroes moving up, trying to go into the second hero. There is the stun onto Leo Reeks. Nice job from the Hanzo. Hit with the scatter arrow in order to bounce and be going to where Leoric was going to come out if they were trying to teleport. This is going to be the first Punisher, a Mortar Punisher. This can't be the first Punisher. This is going to be the Murder Punisher coming out in favor of Habitual Line Steppers. But meanwhile, you know, PRA is going to go ahead and be like, okay, well, we got left alone for 3 seconds. Let's take a battle. Let's take a fortification. You know how on Haunted Mines, like the meta has been for a long time, just ignore the mines. If your opponent's going to the mines, just push like hell. You will do more damage than the Great Golem will. I feel like PRA just decided that's the strategy for every map. Oh my gosh, so much damage, but a lot of people in a small area just getting absolutely pelted. Peldor's super, super, super low. They're trying to get into that, but there's Zerkburn barely alive. Barely alive. Barely alive. Hunter Stag just about to go down, does not quite go in. And we do have Daka going down. Very low health bars onto the side of Phoenix Rising. And oh, they wanted that, but Sylvanas gets hit, and there's the double boop. Boomer. Boomer. Alright, spread out from Habitual Line Steppers. This does mean it's interesting just how frequently I feel like watching PRA move is almost like watching water. Because they're just constantly flowing and moving and then seeing if they can come together and crash into someone. Crash into me. Mind control, getting Pillar, but nice starfall. And so Pillar is just kind of staying alive forever. Does eventually go down, but really held back a lot of the team for a long time. There is the Essence, so healing Vern back up and into the bunker. Oh, very low onto Turtwig. Turtwig will escape. Chelsea wants that though. Chelsea is looking, but does have to back off as the rest of the team turns. This is pushing the top lane. That is a Shaman camp. We have a Kajra Impaler, but that will be taken care of by Boomer. It does look like Leo's moving up here to take care of this one. Bye-bye, Sil. Bye-bye, Sil. Alright, and with Sylvanas down, it looks like Habitual Line Steppers are going to try and take this Arcane Punisher for themselves. Alright, here we have to engage. Mind control landing onto Peldor. Peldor gets caught just a little bit. There's Zergpern pulling everyone in. But then the rest of the team isn't there, and Zergpern gonna go down. Arcane Punisher is out. Everyone else was like, we have to fall back and fight the Punisher, and Zergpern's like, I'm gonna get them all. However, okay, we do have to swing back. I'm like, this is a problem. But yeah, Boomer does go back to deal with that. That does mean the 4 versus 4, with Boomer having left the area.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
And punch. Punch. There we go.
Red team's Punisher has fallen.
Groups are moving. It does look like we will get hit level 20 a little bit earlier for the side of Phoenix Rising Amethyst. Visual Line Steppers trying to knock this down, or at the very least pressure it, but then I think they're like, oh, there's more defenders here than we expected. And that's going to be Hanzo going down almost immediately. Nice stun, and then from stun into Lightning Nova. That's going to be Dahaka going down too, and then Peldor is in the wrong side of Toledo. Yeah, they're like, no, there's a Murra in there. We want that Murra. The higher level Blaze got out of there, and they just ignored the Blazers like, no, we want the Dwarf. If they were looking for Blaze. Blaze kind of saw it coming though. Went ahead and pulled back.
Ready. A shrine gathers power. You will take it for me.
That was a very unusual time to try that. Although that may have been Skull Missile. Yeah, I prefer the Skull Missile. Came across unexpectedly, and I was like, boom, boom. There's the mind control and the poly hitting the same moment. And man, just remember game number 1 where I was like, man, Murra just cannot stay alive? Well, apparently both teams are very, very good at killing dwarves. This is the Frozen Punisher. This could be Coitons if it gets taken, because like this is so good to push with, and we've already seen that Phoenix Rising Amethyst is very good at pushing. But granted, with Murder being down, I'm not 100% sure what they can do about it. "20 seconds till Murder returns.
Summon the Frozen Punisher.
Yeah, if I had to give some constructive criticism, I would say the byline of this series has been Habitual line steppers being like, oh, there's more of them than I thought. So they need to work on better ways of scouting, but you know what? Shut my mouth, because that's going to be Sylvanas going down. Very, very nice movement. That could very easily. I would kind of like thinking the game might be over, but with Sylvanas going down, that does change the math significantly. So Stepper goes in. Peldor is back. And there goes Blaze going down. We do go and have Dahaka going down as well. Peldor almost dead. Peldor down to double digits. Barely going to survive, but will in fact survive. However, the Immortal is down. But they are thinking about pushing in. Hunter's going in. Hunter dies for it. Nothing to shield yet. I do not think they can do this at this point. And they're kind of making for the bottom of the map, but there's only 2 of them. The orc did peel off top in order to kind of distract them. I'm not really sure what this play is. Like, they're saying on the bush gank down here. But why do they think the enemy team is coming down here? Like, that's going to take a long time to push back naturally. It will slowly do it because of the, Okay, there we go. I'm like, because of the catapult, but that's a weird... Boop. Nice arrow though, triple man arrow. That's going to be a lot of opportunity. However, oh my God, Soul Shepherd stopped 2 of them from being able to engage. Soul Shepherd may have just saved a lot of the team. Not all of the team, because obviously Mephisto's not very saved. Yep, I'm glad Leo's coming up here. This is a big wave. Oh, Soul Shepherd, you do not have health. You should invest in some health. Right, they are moving up here. They will not get here in time. Mortar is coming out. But yeah, that top lane. I'm surprised they don't push the top lane. That top lane is going to be so devastating with a double shaman camp. I guess the threat of that did pull everyone away, and here is the majority of the team back in the area. Oh, nice maximum range. Oh, but amazing cleanse. That would have been a very, very bad start for that fight if Peldor went down, especially with Dahaka not down here. Now, obviously, Dahaka can burrow, but still.
Such a feeble moment.
They do avoid the Entomb. That is, of course, the silencing Entomb. But if it doesn't catch anyone, then no one is silenced. Peldor dives in, almost gone. But here comes Boomer at the other end, trying to go ahead and catch them. Meanwhile, there's an attack from the middle of the map. Oh, that's a good point, Dark Knight. They were the strongest during that brief period of his heel turn. Alright, there are 2 people going down, but meanwhile,
Red team's core is under attack.
core is down to 50%. Now, this will not actually go down, but they can't let this happen again. This will not actually go down, I said. Down to 20%. I did not expect it to go down that far.
Red team's core is under attack.
Why are you guys still fighting? Like, I thought they were out. Every once in a while, I feel like I'm casting, and I don't mean to sound critical, but I get confused.
Be ready soon.
Alright, they're looking for an Entomb here. There it is. Goodbye, my place. It's been a long, long time. No, he's not allowed to live. Oh my god, what? Now here's the thing, this late in the game, the Entomb's cooldown is less than Blaze's resurrection. Alright, that is several heroes down. Only 2 left. They're both being aggressed upon right now. Currently looking into this, and Tyrande goes down. Tyrande! It was the Archer duo, and now it's the Archer single. But that's going to be game number 3 and the series, going in favor of Phoenix Rising Amethyst. One moment, guys. Let me see if I can set up an interview. After these messages, I'll be right back. My song, I hope you liked it.
Hola.
Hello.
Hello, hello. 1 second. Let me get back into... I think they hear us anyway, but just in case.
Okay.
All right. I am joined by a lot of Zerg Burn, a little barista, and Hunter's Gamertag, also known as Hunter's Tag.
Yep.
Although the fact it's Hunter's Gamertag, does that mean it is Hunter's Tag?
Yeah, it was too character capped. Yeah, so I couldn't do gamer tag in HOTS.
It's funny how I remember whenever we played your team, I always kind of laughed because we had hunters on both sides.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
He likes to play a lot of the same stuff too, I think.
Yeah, the Deathwing. That was funny when he played that.
So, first off, kind of the gimme question, but how you guys feeling right now?
Can't complain. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Really good.
I do have to say, like, game number 1 felt a little one-sided. Like, it almost felt, I was like, geez, that was a 12-minute, or okay, not 12 minutes. I think it was like a 16-minute game. But game numbers 2 and 3, they really seemed to come back and, like, push you onto the back heel. Did you guys have to change anything going into like the second half of those games? Because it kind of almost felt like early on you're like, okay, we got this, and then you're like, wait, we might not.
Yeah, the draft, their draft for well, first of all, we knew we had to get rid of the Tyrande because we remembered that was a thing. But yeah, their draft for BOE was very unexpected, so there was a lot of adjusting that had to go on.
Yeah, and I think a couple. So, game 2, we were just like waiting for Crash to come online. Chelsea completed that. I had to stop dying so much. I died way too much, especially in the first 2 games. So, just minor adjustments in play.
Yeah, wish we had more race in that second game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, there were definitely some comments in chat about, because we thought that you might have actually had the race if you had gone for Sledgehammer.
Yeah. No, I just forgot to take it. I have the other one hearted, and I always just grab the hearted one, and I just,
Gotcha.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it definitely felt like the game number 2, because it was weird. Both 2 and 3, it kind of felt like you were doing better in team fights, and then I'd be like, yeah, PRA's doing really well, and I'd look up and I'd be like 7 kills to 7 kills. I'm like, well, maybe not.
Yeah, that did not feel like they matched the feeling of the game for sure. Although, like, I mean, yeah, it was sweat. Those second 2 games were sweaty.
Oh, 100%.
We were really having to think. Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things, I feel like it's interesting in that you guys tended to do better in straight up fights, and you also maneuvered the map better, but while you were maneuvered, they would keep finding people slightly, I won't say out of position, but not expecting to be run into, and then it's just like, they were very, very good at getting, like, chain combos. Oh my gosh, poor Zerg. I was just like, Muradin doesn't get to play the game, and you usually don't get to say that about Muradin.
Yeah. No, they just do a good job. We already knew that. Like, we scouted them. We scouted the crap out of them. They do a great job of layering CC, of, even with only one, like, primary damage dealer, they were just getting kills off of their CC chain. So, well, we knew that going into the game. Well, I knew that,
Yeah.
and I still messed up. So,
I think we tend to get a little overzealous sometimes.
yeah.
But yeah. One thing I just really like about this team in general is that overall we really keep our composure regardless of the situation. So that's how we're able to look at a game like game 2 and game 3 and be like, okay, we need to figure things out.
All right. Looking forward, obviously this puts you into the finals, or I guess the grand finals of Div D, because it's not a coastal division this time. Do you have a preference who you will face there?
Don't say anything. We do
Don't
not.
say
Yeah. That is, we're playing that close to the chest.
The official answer is we do not have a preference.
The official answer is, will those two teams please schedule their games so that we can watch it?
Yeah, no, I agree, because next week is going to kill me. Because we're going to have, like, semifinals from all the other divisions. I'm like, wait, I'd like this one to be done by then. But...
Yeah. True. I mean, either team would be a worthy opponent in the final, and they're both really tough teams, so they played really well this season.
All right. So those are all the questions I had for you. Let me turn it over to you three for any shout-outs you might want to give.
Shout outs to, well, first of all, to you, Raka, of course, for casting. Thank you so much. Shout out to our coaches, Blue and Canny. Shout out to the rest of our team. Shout out to our cheering squad that I know was watching the game.
Yeah.
Shout out to HLS.
Yeah. That's a good
series.
team. And
they played well.
Very sweaty games.
Urel, very annoying. And Dahaka, very annoying. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, well, very much congratulations. We will see you guys in the finals. I'm going to say next week, but I guess we'll find out because it's kind of out of your hands.
Exactly. Right.
And, yep, rest well. I will be going to bed basically immediately.
Fair enough.
Bye.
Probably us too.
All right.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Take it easy, Rockin'.
All right. And with that... Oh, Blue, I appreciate it. I know you're around, but here's the... I mean, next week we're looking at, like, 12 games or something. Oh, Joe's, you were here just in time for the, I said Joe's, it's Joe Zombie, I can read. Well, you're here just in time for the raid to end, but I do appreciate it. We just finished Phoenix Rising Amethyst versus Habitual Line Steppers. Phoenix Rising did win and has conquered the semifinals. They are moving on to the finals, where they will face someone else. That game has not happened yet, but I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your rating. Let's actually see if we can rate someone. Is anybody... Oh, you know what? Rock Your Worlds is streaming, so we're gonna go bug Rock. Because Rock is in the community, and I always raid community when I can. Would help if I was... I'm typing the raid command to Sophrenia.